This is the Big O Show. 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 This
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura RTX, $399 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge, Total Landscape Solutions.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them.
With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation.
Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2024 Acura ZDX, $299 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is...
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, CuttersEdgePro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other, and then they bite each other, and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. CuttersEdgePro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. They'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura Integra. $289 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines. #1 in the USA.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is...
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. to South Florida sports teams. Very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Welcome aboard, folks. Time to rock and roll. We are live at Hialeah Park. And yes, we are in the second floor poker room, having a good old time. Ira Winderman's going to join us now. We're also going to have David Furones on the show. My man, of course, Steve Calabro will stop by. He'll have the Jersey guy picks, all that good stuff. Just a little late, running a little late, and we appreciate you all out there. We're getting everything going. And by the way, like my new Heat hat, Canes wear, baby. Big O 10, get 10% off. Big O 10 at Canes wear. I went yesterday, and it's just, you got to load up. But anyway, let's talk Heat basketball with the one and only Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All right. I wonder if we've got anything to talk about.
I was going to say that.
World of the Miami Heat. I mean, there can't be anything going on right now. There can't be maybe like, let's say, an NBA shell game going on right now. I don't know. You tell me, Ira. We start hearing from Shams' report. Then the agent Lee gets all pissed off and rants and raves, but I don't see the Heat necessarily flat out denying it all. I don't necessarily see Jimmy Butler calling it all BS. So I'm just wondering, please walk us neophytes through all of this. What is going on? What is real? What is Memorex? Did Jimmy just do a big old dog and pony show and basically got the message out? What's going on? Please.
Everyone got the message out. Everyone here has an angle. So instead of saying that there is no truth to any of this, I would almost go the other way, Big O, and say there is all truth to all of this. Everyone here has a stake. Jimmy's agent has a stake, getting a deal, getting money for his players. The Miami Heat have a stake. Hey, if there's an offer out there, we'd like to know it because we'll be willing to listen. Jimmy Butler has a stake in it. Should I invest my physicality, my well-being on this team? Is there a long-term something going on here? Mickey Arison, who retweeted someone involved in this, one of the agents involved, has a stake. He needs to sell tickets and fill his arena and not have this constant what's going on with this team, who's coming back, who's not coming back. They're the only one who might not have a stake in this, Big O, and this is why we have the Big O show, and this is why we have an Acura of Pembroke Pines report. The only ones who might not have a stake or a say in this is the fans. Right. And they're sort of left in a lurch about all of this, about what might happen, what might not happen. And that's because literally we are playing Survivor. We are all getting ready for tribal council when everyone's trying to argue their case. And we're wondering, does Jimmy have the immunity idol? Does Jimmy hold an offer from a team that he knows he can get in the offseason so that he can emerge from the island with the grand prize? We don't know all of this. I will say this to everyone out there. After 3 relatively crazy days, it's all part of the game. Nothing has changed. What has changed is you have a young neophyte reporter with ESPN who is trying to make a name for himself and does a very good job of that. You have an agent who gets out front of things and is not shy of being public. You have a team that insists on keeping things in-house. And you have a very persnickety player who till this moment, at 35 years old, still very much and very truly believes he is one of the best players in the NBA. So we have ego, and that's not even getting into what's going to follow now in ego, with the ego of the Big O.
Well, all right. Well, there's not enough room for that ego. Let's leave that one aside. No, but seriously, here's where let's really talk about. You just kind of mentioned it now. You kind of dangled it out there. what kind of Jimmy Butler you're going to get the rest of the year, because if he's really looking for a long-term contract, the message was sent. He's going to opt out of this last year because obviously he thinks he can get a multi-year deal that's going to be way more than $52 million. He'll get a 3-year deal around 70 or something. Maybe if he plays 2 years, he still gets 70 and not 52 or whatever, or more than that. I don't know if somebody wants to be that.
Big O, hate to interrupt you, but he's thinking more of that for this reason. If it's only a 3-year deal at 70, he has 54 coming in next year anyway. The mid-level is going to reach a point where it'll probably be close to that 20 million for those other 2 seasons anyway. He's looking for way the hell more than that.
Okay.
Now, whether he is justified and knows his valuation, well, you know what? Great Jimmy Butler is like Bitcoin now. Not great Jimmy Butler is like Bitcoin 2 years ago. So it's just a matter of which Jimmy Butler are you getting. But I think that's why Jimmy knows, regardless, he has to be great Jimmy Butler. He has to be great Jimmy Butler to get his money here. He has to be great Jimmy Butler to get his money somewhere else. Jimmy can't sandbag this and still get the money. Because even if the Nets, for example, were to come out and say, we got a big old passel of money, here you go, Jimmy, they have to sell it to their fans. And if they're selling it to the fans as a guy who missed 22 games again and is averaging just 16 points, that's a tough sell for Sean Marks after he's lost James Harden, Kyrie Irving. You can go back to Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Darren Williams and the players he had there, Kevin Durant. So Jimmy has to give the buyer something to buy. He has to give the investor, the Heat, something to continue to invest in. So I think Jimmy needs to be really good. This all still has to matter a hell of a lot. Now, when we get past the trading deadline, maybe that's when it changes.
Okay, so now when we see, here's the thing. Maybe he's thinking, because since he already sent out the message that he's going to be opting out, maybe he takes care of himself because he thinks, and his agent, and they're working behind the scenes, hey, no, we're saving ourselves for whoever wants to make a run, then we'll put it all out there. Maybe he's leaving it that way because if he goes all out, his body's going to break down. And then he really won't get traded. I think this is a complete con job on his part. And if the Heat don't make a long-term commitment, I think you'll continue to get the same Butler you've gotten so far, the guy that's missed 25% of the games played. So that's kind of what you've gotten so far, and that's what you're going to get the rest of the season, the guy that's going to miss 25%.
So your standpoint is this. Is there a Jimmy Butler who is more willing to penalize the Heat for not paying him, or a Jimmy Butler who is more willing to show his next team that he's still up to the challenge? Big O, those are two divergent realities. So which is more important to Jimmy Butler as we speak here today? Sticking it to the Heat or proving it to his next contract?
I think conning his way out of everything. Remember, Chris Bosh told the Miami Heat after he came here to win 2 titles, he went to Houston, or was going to Houston, and they had to bring him back by paying him more than Houston was paying him. And that's how Chris Bosh rewarded Pat Riley and the Miami Heat after they made the sacrifice. And by the way, LeBron and Chris Bosh could have come to Miami straight up. Instead, they forced Pat Riley to give up first-round picks so they can trade for them and their bird rights. The Miami Heat are not treated anymore. For a while now, it's been like this. They're not treated anymore by the stars with any kind of breaks whatsoever. And the examples are over and over and over again. So I could definitely see Jimmy Butler protecting himself all the way through, because he and his agent have already worked it behind the scenes where he can rig it and go somewhere else for the next 3 years and make a lot more money. I just think
I just disagree, because if Jimmy Butler is going to be player at 36 who missed a lot of time, 35 rather, who didn't put up the numbers, I think it's going to be hard pressed for a GM, even if there was a wink in advance, to sell that to his owner, to sell that to his fans. I'm not as strong there. Now, again,
Ira, they pay Paul George, they pay CP3. Those guys are sacks of injuries, and they keep paying those people. Zion Williamson did nothing for that extension.
We'll see now, because now there's a case where New Orleans can buy their way out of it after the season. So that's another example where we'll see. I think Jimmy's a far more complex situation because I think Jimmy has sort of been riding the wave a little bit. Look, the perfect world for Jimmy is this. Do whatever the hell he wants during the regular season and have a great playoffs. Because that's the difference between Jimmy Butler and Paul George. Paul George has shrunk in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler, when available, has been an elite top 10 NBA player in the playoffs. So
and
Jimmy Butler's perfect world,
that's what they'll trade for. And that's what they think they're getting.
He gets there if he is in the playoffs, if he's not in the play-in. So he has to contribute to the Heat's success, because when you look at the East, we know about Cleveland and we know right now where Boston is. It's sort of looking like Milwaukee is regaining their stride. Orlando has survived injuries. The Knicks are a very good team. So you're fighting for that number 6 position with some quality teams also. If Jimmy lollygags here, I think it all goes to crap for both him and the Heat.
All right, that's the thing. That's why it's kind of I think this is kind of we're headed for like an ugly tug of war and an ugly divorce.
Which is maybe why this is starting in December, when even you and I said we thought it would start closer to February.
Yes.
Build up your resume, Jimmy Butler, attract other teams' interest, then decide what's in your team's best interest. But you know what? You see this all the time, and it doesn't take a Scott Boras to get the kind of deal that he got with the Mets for Soto or anything like that. Everyone is trying to angle the system to maximize the here and now for their clients. That's what we're seeing right now. No matter who.
Doesn't that tell you the fact that they're rattling cages in December, middle December? That kind of tells me that they're behind the scenes, like any future is beyond dead already at this point.
And everyone's been saying where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay,
for sure.
I'm not so sure where there's smoke, there just aren't fumes and nothing more, because people are, when you try to make the fire and you fan the fire to try to get the flames going there a little bit more, I'm not so sure that the flames have been fanned enough for the Heat to blink. And until the Heat blink, it doesn't matter. Big O, the Heat, as far as I can recall in the Riley era, only once have traded an elite talent at midseason for something less. That was when Shaquille O'Neal would sit naked in the Heat locker room and refuse to play, and they sent him out for Sean Marion. Every other time, the midseason deals might have been risky. Terry Rozier for Kyle Lowry, Goran Dragic being brought in for the future first-round picks, but it's always been about lifting and augmenting.
And not out of spite. Right.
I think Mickey Arison sort of showed that when he retweeted one of Bernie Lee's tweets yesterday about this whole thing being a farce, because this team's history is not to build it down. Every trade that Orlando Alzagari has mentioned on our accurate Pembroke Pines report has been get rid of Jimmy, get rid of the salary cap space, start it up again, bring in draft choices, build amongst the youth. It might take a little longer.
Change your ways, dude. Change your ways. The ways
that's all well and good.
Things don't work anymore.
So Big O, there's 2 different plays here, okay? There's the play, do I think the Heat should do it? Do I think the Heat will do it? Same to you. Right. Do I think the Heat should do it? I think there's a chance that they really need to sit down with Mickey Arison and Nick Arison and Pat Riley and Andy Ellisberg and Adam Simon and Eric Spoelstra and really consider it. Do I think they will do it? Every single action from this team has been no, because it's who they are. And you know what? They might be stubborn as all end, but the stubbornness has paid pretty damn good results for them. One year, they didn't trade Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. They lost him for nothing, but there they were somehow in the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets. Last year, they didn't move off Caleb Martin when they had a chance, and there they were getting the snot knocked out of them, albeit without Jimmy and Terry, in the playoffs. So I think that at least makes them have to have that powwow and that meeting. But there is no history under Pat Riley with this team. Even when he arrived, Big O, his first season, he took a hell of a risk. He traded an entire roster, every point guard available, for Tim Hardaway. But that was to make his team better, not to cast off other players. He has gone all in during the season, and if he needs to offload and if he needs to do something, it comes in the summer when his coach therefore is afforded a chance to reset, to come up with a new game plan, and then to move forward. That's when the Shaq trade was made. That, of course, was when the Big Three was made. That's typically the modus operandi. Say, better or worse, the Jimmy Butler trade. the Kyle
Yeah,
Lowry
that,
trade.
but that was the era when you were actually cycling in and out real superstars, real stars. The last 10 years, you're not doing that anymore. You've only brought in one star. You're trying to manufacture the others, and your problem is that you have the ultimate chef in the kitchen, and he makes everything look way better than what it really is.
Lots of
And the
MSG.
way you've done things in the past, it worked that way. Now it just does not work. That it's kind of like college football now.
Okay.
You need the NIL, bro. You need the money.
And I've got the perfect response for you. You need the NIL. You need to know how to handle recruiting in the portal, or you hire Bill Belichick and you remain old school. That's who the Heat are.
I know.
Bill Belichick's in North Carolina, and Pat frickin' Riley ain't going anywhere here because he believes he has a way of doing things that produces success. And until there is ultimate failure, you have to sit there and go, okay, try it again your way. That's what I think they're going to do.
Okay, so now educate us on this side of the ball on this, okay? Because there's a lot of ignorance going on too with this. And so I don't know all the ins and outs. You know it way better than all of us. The reality is Miami is past the first apron.
Correct.
So for them to make a trade with Jimmy anyway, it's going to be incredibly difficult. One, because they're not going to want to take on any bad salary. So it's going to be kind of a human Jenga type of move that's going to be a little follow me on this. First of all, just let me finish the whole question. No, because like they throw in Phoenix. They may not want some of those salaries on the way back because they're trying to get rid of a salary in the process. So all I'm saying is there are some issues. So I know, again, I do this all the time. Trade X after 10 interceptions. Trade Jimmy 2 years ago. Don't sign him. This year was Tyreek. Do not guarantee him that money, and they did. My newest one is Tyler. If Tyler somehow magically stays healthy for the next 2 months leading up to that deadline, brother, I would unload and get picks. And so this is the question. It's like a two-part question. One, making a trade while you're keeping Tyler with Jimmy, the roadblocks to that, the hurdles you have to overcome, the perfection that you want on your side as the Heat because of the contracts you may have to take back. Two, if you do get a great deal for Tyler, one that maybe you shouldn't pass up, and you make that deal first, then that alleviates a lot of the flexibility. It gives you more flexibility, with Jimmy Butler and his trade. So that's why it's a complicated question, but you're a hell of a lot more educated in all of this. So walk us through that, because there's a lot of reality there that it's just not that simple to make Jimmy a trade, and the Heat are just going to make a trade with anybody because they're going to try to dump crap on you too.
If you are over the first apron, which the Heat are, you cannot take back a single dollar more than you send out. That matters. If you're over the second apron, you cannot send out more than one player. You cannot what they call aggregate. So, for example, this is why we all got in this kerfuffle last night when the Phoenix report came out. Phoenix really can't trade because Phoenix cannot send out more than one player for Jimmy Butler. But the Heat cannot take a single dime more than Jimmy makes in a two-team trade.
Right.
So the only players that Phoenix can send out for Jimmy Butler are Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, or Bradley Beal.
Right.
I think we all agree the core of the Suns is Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. So why the hell would the Heat take back Bradley Beal when they wouldn't honor his no-trade contract last time? He has gotten older. He has gotten worse. One, you can't do that.
And you know how I feel about Bradley Beal.
Right. So even if you were to do that, the Heat then would have to send out another player to another team or with Jimmy Butler in order to make the math work. Even with another team in a two-team trade, because the dollars will never match exactly. With the other team over the apron, you would have to find a third team. Well, the problem with the third team is you have to offer them a sweetener. You have to offer them something. Typically, first round, second round picks. The Heat really don't have any. They've spent all of them. First round picks, the Heat sure as crap can't do that. 2 of the next 4 are due, 1 to Oklahoma City, 1 to Charlotte. They really don't have that kind of draft capital anyway. Now, in your scenario, you're saying you don't want to take back bad contracts. But Big O, beauty, eye, beholder. So if you make a deal with Golden State, is Andrew Wiggins a bad contract when it's considerably less than Jimmy Butler? When you make a trade with Golden State, is Jonathan Kuminga a bad contract that it's low now, but he wants his free agency extension, so it's going to go up into the $30 million range? Is that so what we're really talking about is Pat Riley needing to make the value assessment on any incoming piece, Michael Porter Jr., another name that's been floated, and then Andy Ellisberg having to tell Nick and Mickey Arison how it works on the books and how we make that work. It is very hard in a salary cap, luxury tax apron world to make it work. But all of that said by Ira, I will say this. If anyone can make it work, and Big O, I know you agree with this, Andy Ellisberg can make it work.
But the follow-up is,
okay,
what if you are able to make a Tyler Hero trade before said Jimmy Butler trade?
It depends if you're taking back salary and to what degree. If you're sending out Tyler for less salary to open up that room under the first apron, it's a whole new world.
That's my point.
But a lot of teams don't have that kind of cap space to maneuver that way. We're in midseason. Everyone's pretty much capped out. They're the San Antonios, a few teams with trade exceptions. It's that much harder. You want draft capital. I get that. Here's my question about Tyler Hero. And you sort of elucidated your opinion on that. Is Tyler Hero a championship difference-making player? Hard to say sometimes.
No.
If he is, you keep him. If he's not, is Tyler Hero then going to be viewed along the same lines of, and you know where I'm going with this, a Trae Young? Well, as long as I can remember, for the last 3 or 4 years, Atlanta seemingly has been trying to unload Trae Young. And there has not been a Trae Young deal to the degree where they had to make an alternative deal this offseason because they couldn't trade Trae Young. Here's another player putting up monster numbers this year, but what do they mean? LaMelo Ball. Similar to Tyler. Tyler's not as high a volume player, but again, we're talking second in the NBA in scoring. Charlotte would probably love to do nothing more than move LaMelo for draft picks. So does a team bite there instead? So we have to see, is Tyler a player who contributes to winning? Is Tyler a player the Heat believe contributes to winning, or another team? It's all about value. Tyler Hero has genuine value, Big O. Can you get genuine compensation back with quality draft choices and salary cap and mostly luxury tax reduction?
I'm counting on a desperate team that's on the brink of challenging for something. They think they need an extra scorer, and they said, okay, we can get it's a luxury type of trade.
You know what, Big O? A team that's a desperate team who thinks they have a championship chance probably is more likely to go for Jimmy Butler, because he's proven it on the playoff stage. He's proven in the moments of truth in playoffs when, unfortunately, as you know, Tyler hasn't been available sometimes.
I know.
Jimmy is there for those moments, with last season being an exception, which is why I think as much as you have your sort of order of operations of Tyler than Jimmy, I think it all starts with Jimmy and what you're going to do with him.
I only want the Tyler thing, one, because long-term, I don't think he's really the answer, but two, it would open up flexibility for the Jimmy Butler trade.
Depending on what comes back and what doesn't, depending if there's cap relief or not. Or else if you're trading Tyler just to get that true power forward you want, that's a different situation. You still might wind up playing. Here's the whole deal. I'm going to sort of, let's get this down to the space route right here.
Right.
As we talk here in mid-December, with the Heat on a 3-game winning streak, that very well, with Toronto and Detroit up next, could be a 5-game winning streak. Big O, are you, as a Miami Heat fan, who at times even pays to go to the games, willing to shit can this season because of a brighter future? Tell me the truth.
Yes.
Answer one more.
Yes. This team is going nowhere. This team is going nowhere. Yes.
Do you think Heat Nation would be willing?
I don't really care about Heat Nation. They can kiss my ass, to be quite honest. Really, these fans have been so spoiled. The Heat organization and Pat Riley and Mickey Arison and family have done more than enough. They deserve, and they need to learn their own reset, because the way they do things doesn't work anymore. And they don't seem to understand that. And they're like Farrat, just running into a wall, or Tua thinking he's some kind of athlete or something. I'll start tackling people and I'll start taking on tacklers or something. That doesn't work. And you got to change your ways. In order to do that, you need to reset. And if you're a real Heat fan like I am, that just bought this beautiful hat, okay? It is a beautiful hat, by the way. I am willing to wait, bro. You know what I mean? I've been around since you had Hansi Gannad in the goddamn, training camp or
What
whatever.
will Heat Nation wait around?
Well, I don't care about Heat Nation. You've been
Mickey Harrison
spoiled.
cares.
You people have
Marketing cares.
You've gone to the playoffs 4 billion years in a row. Stop it already. Have big picture. You don't invest. You don't worry about Bitcoin when you buy it at 16 because you know it's going to be at 250 and 25. That's what I thought. That's why I'm right. But I have the patience and I'll wait. I will wait. Just like we did. I know you gave us some little playoffs in 08 and 09, but you created the space for the monster move in 10, and it was a beautiful ride. I'm not saying you're going to create another beautiful ride like that because that may be only once in a lifetime thing. But if you really want to compete in today's world, you need to reset and go get those first rounders and the cap space. And you just don't have the ammo to play in that poker table. And just walking into meetings and throwing your rings on the table, that hasn't worked in so long already. That's all I want. So I don't worry about it. And I get it. It's a business. Mickey has to worry about it. Season ticket holders will be pissed. The people in the Bacardi suites will be pissed or whatever. I get the reality of all of that. But that creates a vicious cycle that doesn't allow you to really move forward and be what you normally used to be, a championship team, not a play-in team now.
All right, I'm convinced. I'm going to sell my used Volkswagen and head down to Acura and buy a new baby. You've convinced me. I'm reformed.
I mean, no, seriously, man. I mean, Ira, we're spoiled. See, I'm old, dude. I lived it. I already went through this. Shula did it to us when we were young. We were so spoiled. And then look what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's a shame. And so I love Riley. I love the Heat organization. I want what's best for them. This is not what's best for them. This cycle here that they have created, they can't get out of it, dude. It's like it's a hamster in a wheel right now, unfortunately. And I feel terrible for them. And I wish basketball fans would actually, real Heat fans would say, you know what, man, let's support the team, but let's deal with, maybe we got to take a couple steps back and develop young players and try to, get picks and that kind of stuff. That might be the best way forward, man. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I know I'm in the minority. Go ahead. Tell me.
I'll be in Detroit Monday and Tuesday next week. By midweek, who knows? Maybe we'll have a new team. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm just, so what do you put the percentage is?
I think it's
right
50,
now
I think it's 50,
at Jimmy Butler ending the season with the Miami.
Even trade deadline, Big O, I think it's 50-50. I do think where there's smoke, there are at least cinders and ashes. And I think the Heat will only increase, even if the Heat win, because I think this is a moment that transcends a single moment. This is potentially a years from now altering decision that the Heat have to make. I do agree with that.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat and catch his exceptional work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, thank you as always, my friend. Appreciate it.
Catch you midweek. Try to make a trade for you. Thanks, Big O.
All right, Ira. There you go. Safe in your travels, my brother. All right, there we go. And Acura Pembroke Pines, get your asses down there, man. The finest Acura dealership in the business, in the country. And it's right here in your backyard at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Go see Larry Schlossberg and Pat Nasto and Tony Stampone and all the great people out there. They know how to get it done. The service center led by Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber, absolutely outstanding. They do great work. So if you own or lease a vehicle, you can go there, sit in that comfortable lobby of theirs. You got TVs everywhere. You got una cafeteria there, so you can have a little pastelito. You want a little Cuban coffee. You want a soda, whatever it is. They've got it for you there at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. And by the way, the ZDX is in. And it is probably one of the nicest electric cars that is out there. It gets like 320 miles to the charge. You drive away with the charger. So you have it right at home. You don't have to go anywhere. What, are you going to drive more than 300 miles a day? Come on, give me a break. So you can do it every couple of days, charge. They've got some real killer plans. Also, by the way, they've got 0.9% financing right now. These plans are incredible for 72 months. So get on down there. Tell them that Big O sent you. Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. They're making burgers today. By the way, again, for you Heat fans, got this at Caneswear, and you could get it. Like you eliminated. It looks weird here. I guess this is delayed. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't know, man. Are you delayed over there? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know. Yeah, see, that's what they're seeing. Because I just did the pointing, and there's the whole thing. I don't know, bro. That shot there is not the shot that's here. That's weird. The shot you have is centered. The shot that's live is not even close to it. Okay? It's giving you, it doesn't have, it's eliminating the bill. Okay. See, that's the beauty of live. You can see us like screw up everything and awesome. All of that. Anyway. So how the hell are you all doing out there? I just think this is a complete scam by Jimmy Butler and his agent. I think Shams Charania has way too much credibility to just make shit up and throw it out there with all these specific teams. Nobody has denied any of this, really. The Heat didn't deny it. Butler didn't deny it. The agent is kind of just trashing, but agents are like lawyers. Who the hell believes an agent or a lawyer, dude? Or a politician? Seriously. Like, you're going to believe a politician? You're going to believe a lawyer? You're going to believe an agent? Shams Charania got that info for a reason. He got that info because he's being used as a mechanism to kickstart this thing, because behind the scenes there is nothing fruitful going on between the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler. And because there's nothing fruitful going on, they know it, that they're not going to get a new deal. So they have explored and probably had some conversations with people, not Butler, but his agent, or people connected with his agent, to see what kind of interest. Would they be trading for him in midseason, off-season, whatever? So he knows the teams that he might go to as a rent-a-player for the rest of the year, and he knows the teams he could be going to for multi-year deals after the year is over. Why do you think specifically Shams Charania's report said that he plans to opt out no matter what happens? If you didn't have many options, you don't say shit like that. You think I was born yesterday or something? You think I just got in this business last week or something? I've been at this for a long time, dude. You better watch what you say, because I'm going to slice it up and I know exactly where you're coming from. This is all a charade. And Charania has been used. Now, Charania will get the scoop when eventually it happens, because he gets to be used now and gets, hurled all kinds of insults by the agent. But in the end, he stood there strong. He told Screaming A, you got the soundbite? Let's hear from Shams Charania when asked after the agent denied it and said, you're crazy, you're full of it. Why would I do what said reporter or whatever? Why would I give you time and all that? And Here's what Sharania had to say.
I 1000% stand by my reporting. It's fully vetted, and as a professional, that's what I do. That's what I get paid to do. That's what I'm going to do. Report truthfully and accurately. That's what this is. Period.
What did you report exactly? Remind the audience.
So Tuesday, I reported that the Miami Heat have begun listening to trade offers for Jimmy Butler, and Butler prefers a win-now destination. And 3 of the teams on Tuesday that I reported that his agent has indicated in league circles that he is open to: the Mavericks, the Rockets, 2 of the Texas teams, as well as the Golden State Warriors. Yesterday, I added that there was another team also in that list, the Phoenix Suns. And that was the reporting. And so I 1000% stand by it. It is 1000% facts.
1,000, baby. 1,000. Okay? No, not 100. He's not in the hundreds. He's in $1,000 bills. Okay? $1,000 bills, y'all. Oh. Anyway. So this is all a scam. I believe Sharania's report is accurate. It's too specific. It's stuff that just, and the Heat know it. They know it. They just don't want to also throw fuel on the fire. And so they're like, oh, no, yeah, and the guy that was in rumors the last 3 years, he's still here. Yeah, he's still here because nobody wants him, dude. If not, you would have dumped his ass. That's why I'm telling you, if he plays for the next 2 months and he has any value, trade him, bro. Trade that cat if he can stay healthy for 2 more months. And by the way, build him a statue outside if he stays healthy for 2 more months. Just for that, Tyler Hero should get a statue. If he can stay healthy for like 4 months in a row, holy shit. Yeah, give him a statue. He doesn't need to win anything. All kidding aside, this is a con job that's going on. This will end in divorce one way or another at the deadline or at the end of the season, because he's going to opt out unless he gets some kind of, injury that he's out for next year. He blows out his knee or something. Then he'll sucker, then the Heat are screwed and he'll pick up his option and collect money doing nothing, kind of like what he's been doing for the last 2 years. Kind of like he's done so far this season, missing 25% of the games. So, whatever, man. I wasn't born yesterday. I've seen this story in many different ways. This is just another way of doing it. But this is a player exercising his power and his right to try to get a better situation for him because his time has run out. Remember, we are talking about a player that has never been able to make a permanent home for himself. Understand that. It was a great run. Appreciate it. You can embrace it. You can enjoy it. 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, we'll continue to talk about this little run, that it was something that none of us expected and all that. But that's what it was. It was a run. It's over. You appreciate it. It is time to move on. Sadly, the Miami Heat are doing it a couple of years too late. Okay? All right? So, but I can say that. Most can't. No one in the media locally can actually say it because I was the only one that was saying that you should have traded him. So now you've got to deal with the mess. And if you can somehow unload this man and get something for the future, you do it. And if you can unload Tyler Hero, do not get intoxicated. Do not believe what's going on is actually real. It is not. Okay? It is not. So if the kid continues to play well for a short amount of time, milk it and trade him. That's what you do. You trade his ass. Damn. Bitcoin went back over 100,000. It goes back over and under 100,000 like nothing. It went to 102 today, then it went to 99.5. Now it's back over 100,000.
It's like just screwing around with that level like it's nothing. It's a beautiful thing. How's your chain link bags out there? How's your avalanche bags out there? Huh? Hey, you need to tell your avalanche and your chain link bags to get on my diet because they're too fat right now. Fat ass chain link bags. That's when fat is beautiful, right? Right there. All right. All right, what do we got here? Captain Saki is in Tarpon Springs. Ray Sosa, Brian Radke, Alexis Palenzuela, Gus 1388, Aquavision, George Fernandez, Fernando Perez, Caesar, Keep Jimmy, Trade Rozier. Oh, yeah. Okay, Papa, Brian Landis, Chris Duquette, smash the like. Don't be a Jimmy. Horn Dog, see ya, Jimmy. He should have been a Dolphin. Old players that steal money. EJ Barro, Jimmy Buckets of Cash leaving. Justice Maldonado, happy Thursday to you, sir. Let's see. Question. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Dougie. He says, using a movie reference, is Butler's motivation more Fatal Attraction, Boiling Bunnies, or 21 Jump Street, an old dude trying to act like he's young? Let's see. What else? Huh? He would have. Yeah. He would have gotten it. Ira's very witty. Extremely witty. Let's see. Brett Dodger says, your questions never fail to entertain Dougie Fresh, my brother. I am Jacob Gabriel. Duquette says, so we're rooting for playing Jimmy to excel so we can ship him off. Why not lose him now? I think, my brother, if there was a deal that would make sense for the Heat, I think they would make it as soon as possible. I mean, I don't know how much more delusional you can be in that building thinking that you're going to get like a championship or something out of this team. You're not even close to being the best team in the conference. So I just doesn't make any sense to me. Just doesn't. What else do we have here? Thank you, Daddy Keeks. He agrees. Lenny Pena. I'm late, so let me rewind to the beginning and catch the interview from the start. Let's see what else. It's a good run, but it's over. Yes, sir. Karoon, what's up, Big O? Hope all is well. It is. Thank you for joining us. Alexis Palenzuela. Seeing Toto for the second time with Men at Work. Yes. I got, the Gene Simmons tickets today. I saw they were a ridiculous price. I wanted to see if maybe I go see Gene Simmons. No dice. No dice. But I am going to Toto also. I'm going to Toto. I'm going to take the wife to Toto. So we got seats on the floor. Forgot where, but it's like, I'm like in row S or something like that on the floor. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. Been wanting to see Steve Lukather and Toto for a long time. And the band sounds so good still to this day. So, yes, I am looking forward to it. The other two bands, I can't wait to see both. You know, Christopher Cross, I don't know if he'll try. That's the thing. By the way, warning to you for Christopher Cross. Just in case you want to go take a leak and you go, oh, dude, I'm going to go get something or whatever. He's going to do Ride Like the Wind and if you get caught between the moon and New York City or whatever, he's going to do it at the end. be careful. Christopher Cross does a curveball on people. He will play some of his biggest songs at the beginning of the show. He'll save another hit or two maybe for the end of the show. Now he's an opener, so he's going to have a shorter set. But I just want to warn you, like, watch. I'm just going to screw around. I'm going to go look at Christopher Cross set list, okay? For those of you, I don't know if you know this, but setlist.fm is the website, okay? Setlist.fm, and you put any artist. So I'm going to put Christopher Cross on here, okay? Just random. All right. Let's see. He was September 6th at the Pepper Hill Concert Hall. Nobody put in a set list. Okay, nobody put in a set list for that one. Let's see. At the Egyptian Theater in Boise, nobody put a set list. I guess they weren't that rock hard. Los Angeles. Somebody, yes. Okay. All right. Never Be the Same Again. Then he goes, I really don't know anymore. Then he does Sailing. Then he does Arthur's Theme. Then he does Light the World, Light is On, Ride Like the Wind, Think of Laura. So that was an opener set. So be careful, because second song will never be the same again without true love. He's gonna play like, and you're gonna be like taking a leak, and you're gonna be going, son of a bitch. He's playing that song now. I thought he would play it at the end. So be very careful when you go see Christopher Cross. Okay? Again, useless information in his head that just, I don't know why, but it's there. And I pass on useless information to you all every single day with expertise. Just want you to know. But anyway, I am looking forward to Colin Hay, Christopher Cross. Hopefully he tries, because we'll never be the same without you try. Yeah. Right like the wind. It's just his big songs, he doesn't seem to try really hard sometimes. So I saw him at the Broward Center, and I was kind of pissed that he wasn't like, that was unacceptable. Colin Hay, no. Colin Hay will do it top notch no matter what. He's fantastic. So just warning. But anyway, you're going to be there more for Toto anyway, because they're the headliner. The other stuff is kind of a bonus. So if Christopher Cross feels like trying that night, you win. You get a bonus. Just make sure you're there early, because you will miss a hit or two if you wait for it. He's got a few hits. He'll play them at the end. I'm going to go get a concert shirt from Toto. I'm going to go get a beer. I'm going to get in line and you're going to miss a hit. Guaranteed. Big O, can we make a statue with intermittent lower body injury? You know what? Hold on a second. I just thought about something with him. We can make history with a Tyler Hero statue. It's the first statue that's not a statue. It actually is like a mannequin that falls apart. So what it does is it shows Tyler, he bounces the ball twice, and then his body falls apart into pieces onto the ground. And then it resets. And then it starts all over again. And so it kind of shows Tyler in whole and then Tyler in reality. It would be earth-shattering stuff if somebody created a mannequin, like a crash test dummy of Tyler Hero as a basketball player. Like, hey, let me stand next to this statue. And before he knows, he turns around, they're about to take the picture, and the statue falls apart, and they freak out. And it's like all part of it, and they didn't know. I like it. Then it comes back up all together, and then there's like this AI figure that says, gotcha. Anyway, What else do we have? Pat in Nashville says Setlist website even will update real time from people at shows. Many times I've thought, what song is that? And it pops up a song later on the site. Wow. Okay. All right. Did not know that. Wear your Depends to Christopher Cross. Yeah, you could. I mean, if you need it, Brian, you've got to have them. I mean, I wish you and your bowels the best. Think Blue Dodgers checking in from LA, stoned as hell. Oh, if you're in LA, right? You're supposed to do. EJ Barro, thank you for the love on the super chat. Oh, my pretty one. My pretty one. My pretty one. When you're gonna give me some more Sharanya. There you go. Send in super chats. I'll do voices. So you're saying go to the bathroom before the show starts. Yes. Yes. That's what you got to do. Instead of run like the wind, don't blow any wind. Big O, ever listen to or see the Tubes? Yes, I have listened to, seen the Tubes in concert. Okay, what are you, some white punk on dope? They have a song called White Punks on Dope. For those of you that don't know, it's not just only about she's a beauty. Okay. Anyway, they were quite a unique rock punk band in the 80s with some great songs and talented musicians who started out playing carnivals. Yes, sir. I am very well informed of Fee Waybill and company, my friend. I am a big fan of Fee Waybill. So I will talk to you later about that. Let's see. Chris Duquette says it's made of balsa wood. You just break it off whenever you like. What the hell is he talking about? What conversation is he having? Oh, the statue. Oh, balsa wood. Okay, I like it. Okay. Very good. Very good. I like it. I like it. That's good, Chris Duquette. Real fans always want to secure the future. Casual fans want to keep mediocrity. It's say trade everyone for Pat Riley for a Pat Riley finals run. And here's what's the screwed up part, true Fin fan? The Miami Heat have permanently screwed themselves because Pat Riley is so desperate to have that final run so he can walk out into the sunset, which God bless him. He deserves it, and I hope he makes it and gets it done. But if you actually would have reset properly, you might have gotten there already. If instead of what you did post LeBron and all that, you would have stacked picks and started to do it the other way, and then given yourself that flexibility, then you might have been able to, take advantage. But because of this all win now mode, and because you don't have the ammunition to all win now mode, it's kind of like I told Ira, it's a hamster wheel. It's a hamster wheel. It's what we're in right now. It's a hamster wheel, and you're not going to get any better because you don't have the pieces. And none of these young guys so far have turned into a star. A star says, this is my game. Get the hell out of the way. You guys can ride my coattails here. Let me win this game. Let me shut this thing down. Nobody does that on the Miami Heat. No one. Jimmy maybe can still do it once in a blue moon, but he doesn't have the body anymore to do it nightly. So that's the problem. The whole playoff Jimmy image, the whole playoff Jimmy reality because it was a reality. It was real. There's no doubt it was real. We lived it. We watched it. But it's not reality anymore because he's not that guy. We are watching an old man take over in North Carolina who's no longer that guy. Same thing. Chapel Bill.
Did you see the AD at the press conference?
Yeah. Whatever. It's
What
gonna be
a
an
effing joke.
It's gonna be an entertaining disaster. So, an entertaining disaster.
It's like who was it said? Oh, Cliff Kingsbury was asked about it, and he paraphrasing because I'm trying to remember exactly what he said, but he's like, I don't see that guy going to cocktail dinners and sitting on teenager sofas talking to families
and kissing boosters' asses.
Like, I
and
just don't
boosters
see
telling
that.
you, hey, this is what you got to do, coach. You know, I donated
that
I
didn't-
donated $2 million to this program. You need to run the ball more.
I know what you did up there in New England, but no, that don't work here. I'm going to tell you what to do.
Coach, this is Tar Heel country. It's going to be a fun disaster to watch, I got to tell you. What's up, baby? All right, let's take a quick break, and let's start off hora número dos right here from Hialeah Park.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Veronis is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Veronis.
All right. There he is, locked and loaded and ready to go. And by the way, EJ Barro, I just noticed on Cash App, thank you for sending a little Bitcoin. We appreciate it, sir. Very nice of you. Thank you, as always. Appreciate it. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good? Can't hear him? It looks like foggy. You can't hear him. He looks like he's looking at us like nothing's going on. He can't hear anything. He's just like, David Veronis doesn't know what's going on right now. We can't hear you, bro. Can't hear you. We're talking and you can't hear anything. You got nothing on, bro. What's going on? We're trying to talk to you. See, maybe he'll notice once he looks at the screen and we're like, hey, we're trying to talk to you, bro. Hey. That's oh, okay. That's it. How about there? Can't hear him at all. He's like, I don't know. Kick him off the screen and see if he is he there finally? I was gonna say, you got it now?
All I had was a loading on my end, and then now I got you.
You got it now? Okay. All right. Did they pay their electric bills over there or something? What's going on?
I guess not, or the Wi-Fi's. I changed rooms over here to get into some quiet space, but
Yes.
I'm here now.
All right. Injury wise, what do you got for us, my brother, on this Thursday?
Yeah, again, we did not see Teron Armstead out there. Odell Beckham Jr. Can't tackle him. And then hopefully Bradley Chubb can maybe make a return. I just posted a story from our conversation with him. So he's in that second week back. He talked about the long journey and everything, but he doesn't know if this will be the week. But consider it's just 5 practices. He didn't have a training camp, not like everyone else. So hold out on hoping too much that it is this game for Bradley Chubb. But maybe if he does show that he's ready after today's drills and then tomorrow. But still some hope to hold out there, but maybe not yet for him.
Yeah, listen, maybe you learned something from the Jalen Phillips thing. He didn't really get enough of a training camp either. And then they started playing him, there from the get-go. I think they should have brought him along a lot slower. And as for Chubb, I think you do the same thing, dude. There's no hurry right now. I mean, it is what it is. The situation you're in is not going to change much. And you shouldn't put any kind of expectations on him. The only thing you need from Bradley is to go out there and play on the knee a bit so he can get over that hump. And that way in the offseason, it's really about football, and then he's ready to play football in training camp instead of going through that whole thing about, let me get hit, let me go through the football and then feel good about the knee. No, do that now in the next, couple of weeks when you do get to play. And that way you kind of get over that hump. To me, that's all it is for Bradley. The worst thing that you do as media or fans or even his teammates, put any weight of the world on him as in expectations. Oh, man, we need you badly and that kind of stuff. That's not the situation he should be in coming back from that knee injury.
Yeah, there's certainly a mental hurdle to get over for anyone who suffered the injury that he suffered and has had such a long rehab and has just slowly progressed in what he is testing with that knee to early stages of rehab. Well, first, surgery that predates that, and then going into the early stages of rehab, and finally once you get to running and cutting on it, and then actually now, as he's done for the past 2 weeks now, go through practices. So remember, like I said, he didn't have a training camp like everyone else did, which is a month long. Instead, he's working off of 5 practices. Mike McDaniel said he's increasing what he's doing by double this week. So that gives you sort of a measurement on, okay, well, might have not been too much that he did last week, and he is still being listed as limited, at least as on Wednesday's injury report. We don't have the Thursday one out yet. But, there's that aspect to it. Now, I don't want him to go and then obviously suffer a setback because he's getting that mental hurdle out of the way. So I think for him, what you more so do is, there's a fear aspect to it, but then also just don't push him too much. It's limited reps whenever he does come back, if he is ready. I don't know if that'll be good, but then for his first game back, give him just limited reps, and then just to get that feel. Don't place too much on him because he's going into a situation where he hasn't had a training camp, and then he's playing a bunch of people who are deep into their regular seasons and have and in some high stakes games here where, especially if the Dolphins maybe win another one, now you're really sort of talking about getting back into that playoff race. If they lose, then you're kind of like you've been saying long before, out of it. But
playoffs, that's funny.
You don't want to push them too much and act like it's. But the Dolphins are treating it as must-win games, so you don't want to put too much on his plate as far as responsibility for that must-win aspect of it.
What's your theory on the running game? Because for me, if you didn't start with the attitude from the beginning of training camp all the way through preseason and every week, Shula couldn't run the ball with Marino, but he still, if you go check the stats, because I remember it, he still would run 20 plus times a game, 25, 30, and people would ask him, Coach, you're getting 3 yards to carry. Why? Well, we got to keep running the ball. We got to keep them honest. All that bullshit Shula used to tell you. And he would fail a lot with the run in the Marino era, but yet, it was like people thought, oh, man, that's kind of a waste of time. But he wanted to maintain that balance. As you well know, McDaniel, throughout his tenure, has not maintained that balance. He's been more pass-heavy than run-heavy at times. And so to me, that has hurt that you have never really embraced the attitude of we're constantly going to line up and punch you in the mouth. And without that, I don't know if you ever really develop a running game. You just can't turn it on and turn it off. And that's what it seems like they want to do with their running game. They want to be able to turn it on and turn it off, and that's not who they are. That's my theory on why you struggle to be a running team. Your theory, besides maybe also you might not be a great, physical running team at this point in time, especially without Austin Jackson. So talk to me. What are the issues you see why they had some success, but they really can't have consistent success?
Yeah, you can't turn it on and turn it off, but they've sure turned it off just fine in the past 5 games. So,
I like that.
Yeah, right. Now you got to go do the turn it on part, but they haven't done that since.
Yeah.
No, I know it aligns with whether Tua has been in there or not. So. I talked to some linemen this week. That's another thing I'm working up on this run game, and specifically short yardage situations and things like that, and not being physical maybe enough in those situations. But it aligns with Tua being out, and then the Dolphins had to, out of necessity, build an identity of being a running team, and then Tua comes back, and then they haven't found a balance more so where you thought, okay, hopefully you can keep that going, instill it, and then let Tua do his thing, and you have a balanced offense. But instead, it's after Tua had one game in, then it was just basically Tua all the time.
Can it be Austin Jackson, dude? Can it be the absence of Jackson?
Yeah, there was Austin Jackson absence. Alec Ingold, I felt was part of it when he
definitely
missed some time with the calf injury, but then also he's been limited since. So, and he's still, on the injury report for it, although he's up to increased participation. But him being limited, not having Austin Jackson on the right side, having a Teron Armstead that's been hampered, although he's tried to play, and then actually the last game only played 5 snaps. So, I mean, he's a bulldozer in the run game as well at left tackle. So those things accumulate and they hurt. And, maybe Jalen Wright, you haven't gotten him going as much as, when HN missed a game, it was Jalen Wright and Raheem Mostert. They were able to go and run against the Patriots. So we haven't seen that come back into fold in either Jalen Wright snaps or even his opportunities. Yeah, even his opportunities, though. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't – it's not like he's done much with them of late, although we did see glimpses of that. So, physicality is an aspect of it.
Think about this, dude. Think about what you just said. Look how frustrating this shit is.
Yeah.
They didn't run. They don't run the same with Tua. Okay, but you have the threat of the pass. That should open up your run.
Right.
But then you dedicated to the run when you weren't a threat of a pass. So you were obvious that you were going to run, and yet you still ran.
You were able to do
it. Now you can't run when you have the threat of the pass. That makes no sense. Just like when you have Gesicki, you don't use him. And it's not because he doesn't fit your system. Sure, he's not perfect, but you're a bad coach because you don't find a way to use him. In Cincinnati, they found a way to use him. Then you bring in Jonnu Smith, and then we see him in training camp in the preseason. We're like, holy shit, they're really going to use their tight end. And then the season starts, and the first month, Jonnu Smith is kind of like disappeared. Then all of a sudden, Jonnu Smith is featured, and he's kicking ass and having a great year and all that kind of stuff. And it's just weird how this man doesn't produce consistency all around in different decisions. How is it that you can run without a quarterback, but you can't run with a quarterback? How is it that you have a tight end and you don't use him, and then when you do use him, then he's productive? Just frustrating, bro.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Yeah. That whole aspect of that you were able to run the ball without the threat of the pass, it's so perplexing now to not see it still come to fruition when you do have your quarterback in there. And I understand maybe there's the commitment aspect to it, but it's just even on a yards per carry basis, it hasn't been there. So it's really just mind boggling. It's hard to really have an answer for it. And sure, talking to coach, we talked to Eric Studesville, the running backs coach today, and talking to offensive coordinator Frank Smith and different linemen. They point to little technique things and fundamentals in blocking and physicality at the point of attack and short yardage situations is one thing. And they're finding small things, they say, that they have to clean up. But at some point, these small things shouldn't lead to such a huge disparity in how effective you are running the ball. So it really still is just so confusing to watch until it gets fixed. And we have seen in recent weeks, as we went a long time without seeing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle get a game going together since week one. So that was one aspect that I did like.
Another thing like that, right?
Yeah,
right. Your receivers were so explosive, and now you can't get them the ball, and it's just the night and day aspect with Mike McDaniel. It's just there's so much inconsistency in the way he does things with his offense. It's really, really frustrating, bro. Like really frustrating. Yeah,
right.
It's just one of those. Are you picking them to win this week in Houston?
Yeah, actually, I am. I have the Dolphins 23, Texans 20. So we keep the hopium alive another week. I will say the next game the Dolphins lose.
They're beatable.
Yeah. Hey, the Texans have, so they started 5-1, and now they're at 8-5. So what is that? 3-4 in the last several weeks. So
kid has 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's having
CJ Stroud took a little.
Yeah, he's not right. He took a couple steps back, but again, they're also not dominating with the run game.
Right,
and it's
now,
what I go look.
Yeah.
A lot of these young quarterbacks, if you don't dominate with the run, they struggle, dude. They struggle. It's tough. It makes it harder on your quarterback when you don't run. And last year they were really good with the run game. They were dominant, and that helps. I showed a bunch of young quarterbacks last year that had success. I showed exactly, look at their running games, and they were all successful running games. It really helps out a lot. This year they're not nearly as dominant on the ground.
Yeah, and that's one aspect that I do like. The Dolphins' defense on the ground. Now they'll get a heavy dose of Joe Mixon, and he can run physically as well. And the DB's got to be able to tackle. If he gets that second level, he punishes defensive backs. So Javon Holland, Jordan Poyer over there, got to make sure they bring him down because he will get something extra out of it if he gets to them.
And that Jordan Poyer has been a real difference maker.
Yeah, I know. It's been the safety play the Dolphins have gotten has not sufficed.
Dude, I'm a huge Holland guy, and I will understand if they let him go. I would tag him at least, but yeah, he just is not making plays, dude. I don't know. Those knee injuries did a number on him. The safety play, you're right, for the Dolphins overall. It's not just a Poyer thing. It's a Holland thing too. It has been very weak. It's bad.
Yeah. The tackling has been like the angles. Safety play angles are so important because that's how you're coming at a player and making sure they don't turn something into an explosive play. And there's been a lot of situations where the angle has been off and then a player is just able to scoot right by a safety. So that's been unacceptable. We were talking to Ryan Slowick, the DB's coach, and from his perspective, he says Jordan Poyer has been solid is the word he used, and he likes having him as that experienced player back there that keeps everyone at ease, as a calming presence. But now overall as a team, I like what the Dolphins have done, but it's just individually you haven't seen it from those safeties. So maybe there are some benefits to what they bring and how they help others, but you just haven't seen it from that back end, that last line of defense at safety.
All right, a little bit off the beaten path here. I think it's going to be an absolutely entertaining disaster. Bill Belichick in North Carolina.
Okay. I thought we were still talking about this game.
Now, listen, dude. Being old, there's not a lot of positives, but perspective does help you. And I watched Chuck Noll get old, and Tom Landry, and Don Shula, and we got an old Bill Parcells that was in really in tune with building teams anymore and that kind of stuff. And to me, Belichick got old. And once he lost Brady, he proved that he couldn't overcome. And he was just getting worse and worse and worse. And his style, look, I'll say what nobody, well, I'll normally do this, bro. With the hockey guy, what's his name? Talon. I told before they fired Dale Talon, I said to fire him a year and a half, 2 years before that. Okay. Well, I'm saying it now. I not to fire him or whatever, but things have passed Pat Riley by a little bit. He doesn't do things the way you need to do it in the NBA now, where you need to take steps back and need to reload on first-round picks and create cap space. No, he keeps trying to put a Band-Aid on the problem, and he's killing himself. So everybody's time comes and goes, no matter what, and in anything. It doesn't matter who you are. Your time will come and go, and it'll happen. It'll happen to, what's the name of this? Skip Bayless. Your time will come and go, and that's just the way it is. For me, the time came and went for Belichick. Nobody wanted his style. You're getting younger now? Bro, are you kidding me? You're going to try to deal with these kids? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, NIL, I'm not playing, I'm leaving, coach, all that shit. Dude, you've covered the college game, and it's worse now than when you covered it. Just a few years, you're just a few years removed, and it's way worse. So I got to tell you, I think this is going to be an entertaining disaster. Your thoughts on this?
It could very well be. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic for the ACC that Bill Belichick is able to, instill some an improvement at UNC and maybe make the whole conference as a whole more respectable in terms of like a 2-loss Miami team that maybe that wouldn't be so disrespected and kept out of the playoffs. If the whole conference is able to be brought up with something like this, but it's a different ball game. And Bill Belichick, he really pounds on his guys and throughout his time in the NFL. And it's going to be different when he's teaching these young kids, do your job, no days off, and all those things that he always preaches. And and especially when if they don't like it, they could just go to the next program and find some NIL money elsewhere. So it's going to be very interesting. It's not only the college game with Bill Belichick, but this new age game.
Dion has swag.
Yeah.
Dion can vibe with kids still because he knows how to go down to that plateau. I don't believe Belichick has that skill.
Yeah. Right. I mean, how is he going to go into certain kids' living rooms and recruit them? He's used to drafting guys and
he won't travel. He won't travel.
So there's a disadvantage there. His connectivity to younger generations, maybe. Now, he has done wonders for himself with all the interviews he's done, all the media he's done, Pat McAfee. I think we've seen a different side of Bill Belichick than what we knew as a coach. So maybe there is some of that personality that could come to the forefront in having to recruit and everything. But it's going to be very different for him. So, and I can't wait for his press conferences and watch him with like UNC student media, and he just gets frustrated and says like, "We're on to Wake Forest. We're on to Wake Forest."
Listen, if you're so excited, why don't you try to apply for a job over there so you can get on that beat? I'm sure that's the kind of beat you really want to be on.
Yeah, no, not at all. Hey, Mike McDaniel, for all the flack you give him for his press conferences, I would much rather have him back there than Bill Belichick giving me the bland answers.
God, dude. Can you imagine having to cover Belichick I would just quit the business. If they told me, okay, listen, and I love the business, obviously, because I've done this on my own almost for 5 years. So I love the business. No, there's no doubt about it. But if you told me, hey, the only job you could get is you have to cover the Belichick beat, or you have to quit this business, I'm quitting so soon. It's not even funny how fast I'll quit. When I was young, I would probably put up with that crap. But at this point, oh God, no way I would want to be in that. Oh God, that's not the. I feel bad for those Tar Heel reporters, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
that's torture to have to cover that guy now.
Yeah. In the immediate future, then it's very interesting. They have a lot to work with, but then I think once you get down to those dog days of if the season doesn't go too well, and I feel like Bill Belichick will be a little difficult to deal with in the media.
Yeah. All right. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. What do you got going on in the Sentinel?
Yeah, just wrote up on Bradley Chubb coming back. So he spoke to us for the first time in this 11-month process to come back. So he had a lot of good things to say about how grateful he is to get to this point. And he did reveal that it wasn't just the ACL, but also patella and meniscus in that knee. So go read up on all of that and everything he had to say. And then also I'm going to be writing about the run game, shortcomings, short yardage as well, and get some great stuff that Anthony Weaver was saying about Zach Sealer on the interior pass rush and how he's been strong in that regard. 2 sacks last week. So, plenty. And then later this weekend, I'll be previewing the Dolphins-Texans game.
It's probably what delayed it was the meniscus.
The meniscus more so.
Yeah, because they overcome the ligaments, but once you have the meniscus tear and all that, again, how big was that meniscus tear? How much did they remove? You know what I'm saying? So that usually is the part that might take the longest in the whole rehab. That's why I hope they take it nice and easy with him, and don't you guys start writing up they need Bradley to get some sacks badly and all that. That's not good, bro. Not good. It's not good. He needs to just come back and be himself for
temper expectations. Yeah,
for 2025. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he's playing for. You lost him last year in a meaningless moment, and now you lost him for the entire season. The last thing you want to do is screw it up now for 2025 already. You know what I'm saying? So that's where. And by the way, where's the other kid? The Cameron Good kid.
Cameron Good, I mean, same boat. We haven't heard from him yet, but he returned to practice same day, so last Wednesday. So he just completed his 5th practice back, and McDaniel put him in the same boat when he mentioned 100% increase in what they're doing. So seems to be on the same track. It was just a week later that he got hurt with the patellar tendon. So
I like him, but he hasn't proven anything yet, so there shouldn't be any expectations outside of him helping you out on special teams, which is where he was kind of actually helping, at that point. But let's see what happens.
And he went down on that Hardy punt return touchdown, Deontay Hardy for the Bills, the one that crushed the Dolphins early in the 4th quarter of that game last year. I think if that doesn't happen, he might make the play on that. And who knows what's different, but
on a bad luck, dude. Just bad luck on the poor kid.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff as always, David. We'll talk post game, my brother. Appreciate you. Sir. Safe travels.
Thank you.
You got it. There you go. David Furones, Welt and Rayom. They know how to get it done. 954-966-4646. We've been telling you about Jeff and Dan for a long time now. They are absolute bulldogs. And any of you that struggle with any of these insurance companies, the most important thing is that you have the proper protection. Like a quarterback needs a left and a right tackle. Well, you kind of need this in life too. Well, Welton Rayom are those left tackles. And they're also defensive ends at the same time because they're protecting you and they're going after the insurance companies. So bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, personal injury, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, condo damage is big. Lots of people are calling. Call Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right. See what we got here. That's what I call great coaching. Let's see. McDaniel's unlikely to go anywhere unless Greer is fired. Yeah, it doesn't look like either one's gonna get. Listen again. I'm not I am not advocating at all any change on the personnel side. I know some of you are. That's fine. Whatever. We'll disagree on that. But on the McDaniel side, whatever. If they want to keep going with this, go ahead. But I would not. I would not suggest it. The coach was being polite about Poyer. Yeah. Poyer has the reflection of a dead mongoose and the speed of a meerkat. Dead. McStylen and Ross's jet said he'd like to integrate a player's superpower into his scheme and not the other way around. Right. It's true. You got it, EJ. And again, thank you for the Bitcoin, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. And you can also make a donation on PayPal. Okay? Right there. You can send in your comments and your questions and your insults and all kinds of stuff. Belichick will be in a lot of parents' living room recruiting via Zoom. Yeah, he won't. He'll hire some young guys to go out and recruit, right? And then the top recruits, they'll bring them to Chapel Hill, and then he'll meet with them there at Chapel Hill, like Dion does. Dion doesn't travel either, so that's kind of the way it goes. Some of these older coaches don't travel nearly as much either anymore. From what I understand, I don't think Saban went everywhere in his final year. I think he kind of had some people.
There was a handful of the top recruits that he would go in on the helicopter.
Right. But not for thing. Like he would. Right. Yeah.
But nothing like what it
like
used
Mario
to do,
Cristobal does. No. Okay. Cuban coffee visit. 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 And that's all in one day. That's. No, that's not what they're doing. So that's how they'll do it.
When you get it done on the field, you can do that off the field.
Right, and the NIL is what they're worried about, the money. So you're just paying them. That's really what they want. So if you meet the coach, they fly you out, you meet the coach, and they pay you. That's all you're going to give a shit about. But the question is, okay, do you want to be coached by this guy or that guy if the money's the same? And the other thing is, how big is this NIL pot going to be? Because it's not like North Carolina is known for that. So we'll see. I think it's going to be an absolute disaster. I really do. Call me mean, but I'm cheering for Belichick's disaster. Well, we all are because we're Dolphin fans and we can't stand the guy. So personally, I am going to enjoy him like I did his last couple of years without Brady. I am going to enjoy him comiéndose un cable, as we say in Spanish. Struggling like a bitch. It's a different kind of definition, but I can't use it in English. It sounds good in Spanish, doesn't sound good in English. Pat in Nashville says Belichick can coach college ball in his sleep, regardless of what people think. He's a great coach. Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about how he coaches and how he doesn't relate to people. And that's where I just don't think he's going to relate to young people. I think it's going to be a disaster, and I'm going to enjoy it, Pat. Yes.
Yeah, he's going to get buy-in from the players, and that's going to be something that, again, we'll see how.
Yeah.
If they're winning, it'll be fun. Once they start losing and
I can see like a little up, I can see a little pop the first year, and then everything fade after that.
Or even like your first 4 games.
He'll wear out.
Usually you'll get they'll get their Cape cut. They'll start 4-0. Then they get an ACC action. Maybe they lose the first 2 or 3, and then things start unraveling.
He isn't really coaching against some geniuses,
He's not, honestly. He's not.
Mario Cristobal isn't some kind of genius. You know what I'm saying? Got to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it's a terrible conference. So it is another crappy conference. That's what the ACC is. So Belichick will have a little bit in there, and he will cheat also. That's the other thing. So that might get, Pat, you might have something there because he is going to cheat. EJ Barro sung to the tune of She's a Beauty. You can say anything you like. You can say anything you like, but you can't touch the merchandise. She'll give you a penny's worth, but it'll cost you $1 first. Yes. Yes. I wish I was Fee. I wish I had Fee Waybill's talent.
No UNC on the schedule for the Canes next year.
Oh, really? We don't play Belichick next year?
No, but it's a hell of a start to the season.
What is
They
Belichick?
play Notre Dame.
Oh, you're talking about our
for
schedule?
Canes, yeah.
Okay.
Do you know their schedule or no?
No.
It looks like the 30th, they play Notre Dame.
Right.
Then they go Bethune-Cookman, USF, Florida, at Florida State. They won't leave the state of Florida from September 6th till, well, actually, the Florida State
November.
game is to be announced, so that might not be right after Florida.
So like November? Or no, late October.
For some reason, do they only bring out the first 4 games are scheduled so far? And then
I
they
have
do the
no
rest?
idea.
Oh, because that's their ACC schedule.
Oh, okay.
So that they might not play Florida State right after Florida. It's a to be announced.
Oh, yeah. The Florida State game is usually later.
Yeah, it's
in the
usually
season.
later. It's usually October, around October 9th.
Yeah.
That's
It's
always
usually,
been the time.
those are just games they know that
Yeah.
are on there already. Yeah.
Let me see what UNC
They just
schedule
probably
is.
haven't put the dates exactly together.
Let me see the great UNC schedule.
Thank you, EJ. I appreciate you with the super chat, sir. Very nice of you. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Of course, the great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443 for custom printing and embroidery for your company. The Kaseya Center tonight, 7:30. Raptors are at the Heat. Heat are favored by 10.5. I would not touch that game with a 10-foot pole. Tonight, Thursday night football, Niners are hosting the Rams. The Niners are favored by 3. The over and under is 48.5. Rams are plus 120 on the money line. Niners minus 142. Tonight, 10 o'clock, late night, Panthers visiting the Vancouver Canucks. And the Panthers minus 155 on the money line. The Canucks, they are plus 130 on the money line. And former New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick has been named the head coach at the University of North Carolina. Anyway, 3A Graphics sports calendar. Please call them if you're looking for custom printing and embroidery for your company, your corporation, your business, your school, your get-together, your fantasy league. Call 3A Graphics and Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. Yes, sir.
All right, so they got TCU, Charlotte, Richmond, UCF. That's their out-of-conference schedule next year.
TCU, Charlotte, Richmond,
UCF. At UCF, at Charlotte. Then they get TCU and Richmond at home.
So TCU's the only real tough game.
Yeah, really. That looks that way.
The other ones are winnable.
Yes.
Richmond, you can't screw around. They'll beat you. The Spiders will.
Spiders, yep.
They got some talent
They'll put
sometimes.
that web around you.
They'll put that web, yes. They're kind of like that little pain in the ass type school that don't they sneak in somebody into the NFL all the damn
They're
time.
Appalachian State, baby.
Yeah. And then you said Charlotte also.
Yep. They're at Charlotte. They play at Charlotte.
Charlotte's not a bad program either, but they should beat that. And then what else?
At UCF.
And then at UCF, I mean, they win the national title every year in their eyes.
And they got them back, too.
But again, UNC should win 3 of those.
Yeah, remember, Scott Frost is back. I mean, this is national championship team redo.
Oh, that's it.
It's part deux.
Oh, part deux?
Part deux.
Deux.
Part deux.
So really, Scott the Froster's back? The Frosty?
I believe Scott Frost came back, yeah. Because
Frosty the Snowman
Gus
is back?
Malzahn, of course, left to go.
He went to
and they brought
become
Scott Frost back.
So Frosty the Snowman is back.
National championship.
That's it. They're undefeated for the next 5 years.
At least.
Easily.
Then the ACC is, this is crazy still to me.
Easily.
At California.
Okay.
At NC State.
Okay.
Clemson. Duke. Stanford. Virginia. At Syracuse. At Wake Forest.
For UM, that's a tough schedule.
No, it's UNC. That's UNC schedule.
Oh, UNC. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a tough schedule, actually.
No, they
Because
got-
for UM, that's a tough schedule.
No, tough schedule. Tough schedule.
For them, because it's not like these programs are great programs. I just, I'm sorry, Pat. I just don't see him relating to young people.
Yeah, That's going to be his biggest hurdle to me.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get assistant coaches and other coaches there that
oh my God
are relatable.
Yeah,
got to be. I mean,
they're going to have
over
to
the top relatable.
Yeah,
almost,
and they're going to have
make
to
up
be,
for what he isn't.
Yes. And when he hurts their feelings, they're going to have to be there to make up for it. Oh, coach doesn't mean it. He's just trying to get the best out of you. Yeah, but he called me a worthless piece of shit. And so it's kind of like that. We grew up with all of that. So it was like one of those things we kind of like, it was like water off a duck's back. These kids are ultra sensitive. I don't know. I just don't. We'll see. We'll see. He says Tar Heels NIL budget was $4 million. The rumor is they will have a $20 million budget and 30 new staffers. Well, they're going to need it because he's not going to go there with a small staff, and they're going to need to spend. But again, all that means nothing to me. Jimbo Fisher had everything he could possibly have at Texas A&M, and he couldn't get it done. And they have way more resources than North Carolina. Ryan Day has got all the resources he wants at Ohio State, and so you still got to be the guy, and I don't believe he's the guy for that level. I don't believe he's the guy anymore, even at the pro level, much less at the college. Yeah, nobody else in the NFL thought he was the guy at the NFL level either. They all thought the same thing I did. Oh, something's been going on in the NFL and in the NBA, and we've got players. Apparently, there is a kind of theft ring that they're breaking into homes while players are on the road or playing in night games or those kind of things. So Tua Tagovailoa was asked about this stuff. And Tua was mighty prepared for the question, for the answer, and the reality of life.
I have personal security just because my house had gotten broken into, not necessarily my house, but one of my cars. And so it's a little too close for my comfort with my family being in the house. So we got personal security to take care of all of that when we're on the road. We got someone with my wife, got, someone also at the house surveying the house. So just to let that be known, they are armed. So I hope if you decide to go to my house, you think twice.
Smart move. And by the way, listen, you and I don't have that problem because we don't make that kind of money. All right. So they're not coming after you and I, but these kind of people, you're a movie actor, you're a singer, you're a famous politician, you're a CEO, you're a basketball, football, you're a target. And if you're making like he is $50 million a year, what is it to you to spend $250,000 on security for year-round security? Is that like a problem? You're gonna pay $250,000 if you make $50 million just from your salary in the NFL. I'm not even talking about his advertising, which he's probably raking in another $20 million there. You got to do the right things in the world, and like that CEO, he's making bank, dude. And look at the world you're in. You're in a world where you piss off a lot of people. You got to protect yourself, and you got to be smart about it. And I commend Tua for that he is smart and he has protection. And that's what you should do. If I was rich or whatever, if I really had like enough Bitcoin or whatever that I would become rich, obviously I would get security too. No brainer. Makes all the sense in the world. You know what I mean? So good for him that he is handling it the right way, because we see it often. Lady Gaga, remember when her dogs were stolen? You're Lady Gaga. Your dogs are famous. Plus they're expensive. There you go. You want them walking around? Well, you need to have security, believe it or not. for your kids, your dogs, your whatever, your cars. You're that person, you're Lady Gaga. You need to have security around for everything and anything of your possessions. That's the life you live. Steve Calabro lives like that. Steve Calabro has 2 guards that are waiting right now outside the door. And then when he leaves, they're following him. Then when he goes to meetings, they're outside the door. He goes home. There's one car in front, another one in the back. The man has a motorcade home and back. Why? Because when you're these kind of people, you got to have that kind of protection.
No. Listen, Big O, I think you might better see it. Those are people I owe money to. Those are not my bodyguards.
Like I said, you like the CEO at the health. You're in a business and you're pissing people off. You got to have protection.
Look, people are happy here. We had
Yeah, but not the people you owe money.
Listen,
Apparently,
really owe me.
Your creditors are coming after you.
I'm on an airplane last Monday.
Okay.
I bump into one of our big players, slot players. He invites me to dinner. I can't really make it to dinner. My wife and I have previous plans, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Gene, I haven't seen you in a while. It's been about a month. He goes, you know what? I'm coming this weekend.
Is that Gene, the dancing machine from the Gong Show?
No, not Gene.
Oh,
Gene.
okay, all right.
I did have a Gene dancing machine, but this is Gene from over in Miami near Sunny Isle.
Okay.
He came 3 days ago. He won $78,000 jackpot.
Wow.
$78,000.
Wow.
Now, hey, maybe I gave him the good mojo. I don't know.
Loose slots.
But he's not mad at me. But the other people are. I wish I had some bodyguards.
But that was smart by Tua in his answer because they're apparently, they're breaking into athletes' homes while they're on road or night games.
The Super Bowl.
Mahomes and Kelsey, right? Burrow and who was it? Just Burrow. Right. And didn't they get to Kelsey or
they got
Mahomes?
They had Gronkowski during a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
So that a couple years ago. But
when you're those kind of people, you make that kind of money, unfortunately, you got to hire security.
Yeah. I'd have if I'm making $50 million a year, I got security.
Of course you have to. What are you going to spend? $250,000? Go, bro. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's pennies. It's literally worth it.
And by the way, you might be able to write some of that off or something as a business expense.
Yeah, it's a business expense.
Yeah. So,
Sean, you'll be my bodyguard when I get the $50 million.
By the way, and let me rephrase that. I can guarantee you can write that off over the next 4 years as a business expense.
Very well said.
I don't know about the last 4 years. 'Cause one, I don't play in that stratosphere, but I don't know the rules. But something tells me they weren't nearly as loose.
No. Well, it could get even better.
Yeah. They're going to get better. They're going to get looser.
The rules could get even better
for those
Bitcoin
whales.
Will get better.
Well, yeah. That's
Bitcoin. I think
now they're talking about no tax on Bitcoin because it's money.
Wow. No tax on a gain.
No tax. Period.
So you make
you
make a capital gain.
Period.
You buy
because it's
Bitcoin
cash
for $50,000. You sell it for $200,000
because it's cash. Now they're saying one country just passed it. If you own it for 3 years, no tax.
Really? Sort of a capital gain that goes away. Just
if you own it for 3 or more years.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Hey, listen. Let's just talk about.
If you would have followed my advice, and now what happened politically?
I know it's a sin.
It's because this dude is and he's the steroid for the crypto industry.
I think he likes what's the other one? Number 2,
Ethereum.
Yeah,
I know. I have a bunch of Ethereum. I've had Ethereum.
Yeah, but I think Trump owns that too.
Brother, he just moved into his wallet $5 billion yesterday.
Yeah, so
he owns $50 billion in Ethereum. Do you think you should buy Ethereum?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Of course. I said it. I was talking about it on my Crypto Bro show yesterday on the edition we put out. I told everybody, load up on your by the way, it was at 3,500 when I was talking about it, and then it made a run right up after I talked about it because it gets around. You gotta look what's going on.
Yeah,
it's not about politics, dude. I don't give a shit about either side.
Well, the politics helps it.
But what I'm saying is, don't you be the cheerleader and be a fanboy of Democrats or Republicans. Be a fanboy of your pocket. Okay, what's going to help your pocket? Okay,
how's it help you?
Right. And if you didn't buy an Ethereum now, well, listen, whether you like the guy or not, the industry is going to grow and explode. The world's taking over, and they're embracing it. So you might as well. The rules are going to come flexible for you. You might as well get on the ride and better your life.
So I'm going to go all the way
Not
back.
that I'm a financial advisor or no, I'm a schmuck, so don't listen to me. Of course.
But I'm going to go all the way back. Forget Bitcoin for a second, but I got to tell you, we're all getting up there in age, and at least I am.
Not me. I'm
not speaking for Sean.
No, we get younger per year. That's your
like
problem.
Like,
that's your problem.
Yes, but believe me, they've all said we're all going to collect Social Security at some point in time. I know that there's a
that's
problem.
if it's there.
I believe for at least for the next near future, lots of people are going to collect Social Security.
I'm retiring at 62.
Okay, so you're going to love the fact that as soon as Trumpster doesn't tax Social Security, I think that's a good thing. That basically puts.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened. I'm at 62. It's when the Trumpster's out.
No, but if he changes
right when
the rules,
I retire, right when the Trumpster ends.
Okay, so
I don't know who comes next.
Okay, so now, it's be tough.
I don't know what disaster comes over the next 4 years, and I don't know what disaster comes after that. Also,
listen, Social Security wasn't taxed initially for many, many years.
It shouldn't be.
It was it started to get taxed in the 80s or something like that. I think it was. I forget what president did it. I forget what president, but I think it might have been Bill Clinton. But prior to that, for many, many years, 30 or 40 years, it didn't get taxed. It's the fact that it is taxed now. My opinion, my humble opinion, it's double taxation.
I know that.
It's double taxation. So Trumpster's going to help. So what does that do for most people? It puts $5,000 or $10,000 in everybody's pocket.
Yeah,
I'll take the 5 or 10,000. I'll take the 5 or 10. I mean, I think
put it in Bitcoin.
And there you go. There you go.
Because the money ain't going to grow.
Well, I know.
I mean, that's kind of been proven over and over again. Just put your money in your bank, and you have less buying power the month after, the month after that, the month after that.
But more taxes, you really get less buying power.
Right. Oh yeah.
So anyhow, so now the Jersey guy, he had a so-so
yeah,
week.
Yeah. It was
So-so
rough.
week.
I was going to tell you, it was a rough week.
It was a loser week.
Yeah.
I think he picked up two wins, and that wasn't good enough. But he's got some picks.
Yes.
I kind of like some of them.
All right.
I think his picks are emotional. His picks are emotional this week.
Emotional, like it is between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts?
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
you seen that one?
No. What was it?
Oh, yeah.
I saw the headlines.
Apparently, there's, they're going back and forth. And in a win, A.J. Brown's pissed because they only threw like 100 and something yards in the win, and he didn't get a lot of action. It's like, hey, asshole, you won, bro.
Yeah, you won the game,
Shut
man.
up,
Ease
dude.
up.
Who gives a shit?
By the way, the problem isn't in Philadelphia isn't the players, it's the coach, which someday will happen. But anyhow, so the Steelers over the Eagles -5.5. Steelers over the Eagles. I think he's an Eagle fan.
Oh no, but wait a minute, hold on. But you're getting 5.5. The Steelers have played really well,
real good.
I like it.
I like it a lot,
he likes
right?
the Steelers plus 5.5.
Yeah,
I like it.
Steelers, yeah.
I like the pick.
Steelers, he likes.
I like it.
Next one, but he's an anti. So
I wouldn't touch the over and under because it's a
you don't
low
know.
one, but it could happen. So I just would not even. I don't even know over under. I wouldn't touch it. But I love his pick.
What's the over under on it?
43. I wouldn't touch
Ooh.
it. It could go under and it could go over. I don't. Vegas did a nice job of middling that number. All right, what do you got?
Cowboys over the Panthers.
Oh my God, he's
-3. Now he's an anti-Cowboy guy, right? That once again the emotions coming
but
out.
he's getting +3 Cowboys.
Yeah.
At Carolina at home, I don't like that game.
Carolina.
I don't like that game. Carolina's playing better.
That's what.
If you
Cowboys
say he
over
like,
the Panthers. Yeah,
so I don't like it.
I said it backwards. Yeah, Cowboys over the Panthers. Wow.
So
I don't like it.
Did you say it right?
He
likes the Cowboys.
Yeah, he likes the Cowboys.
I don't like that game. The Carolina Panthers have been playing better. They've actually been playing gritty. If I'm going to trust, I'm going to trust that quarterback with the team. No, I'm not. I'm not trusting the Cowboys, and then on top of that, I mean, I don't trust Dak as it is, but in that game, I would say, okay, they're going to win the game. I know. But what I'm saying
No,
is,
it's
if you
Cooper.
have
Yeah, yeah.
Dak, I don't trust him as it is. Just like we don't trust Kirk Cousins, and
Thank you
now
very
I
much
think
for reminding me.
I think you're now
Okay.
understanding why we don't trust Kirk
No, but-
Cousins.
Okay, you had a little bit of a rough week. Well, a couple
It's
of
like
weeks.
the last 6 weeks. He's got like
He started
2
out well.
touchdowns. So it's Kirk Cousins. It's just
Well, it's
like
starting to get to the games that matter.
But the point
That's
is,
why it's
but the
Kirk.
point is, I can't trust the Cowboys organization. Period. I don't trust
Yeah.
Dak Prescott. I'm gonna now
tough
trust Cooper Rush and the Cowboys on the road.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Jersey guy. I'm sorry.
No. Jersey
I
guy.
love you,
hurt me.
brother. I love your first pick. Don't agree with it.
All right, next one. Next one's an easy one.
Yes.
Cards over the Pats -6. Cards. The Cardinals are playing good, and the Pats suck.
I know the Pats suck, but they have a tendency
No,
of they have a tendency of playing close, and then the Cardinals have a tendency of also fiddling around with their offense,
That
and they
quarterback's
don't.
good. He's good.
No, but they still have a tendency of not exploding enough offensively.
He's.
I
They
believe
beat
it
the
or not.
Dolphins.
Believe it or
Cardinals
not.
beat the Dolphins.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
In Miami.
No, but it was a tight
fairly
game. It was a tight game.
It was fairly convincing though. Kyler Murray was looking like an
No, he
an
looked
all-pro.
great.
He
No,
looked
it was
like
great.
an all-pro that day.
No, I'm a Kyler Murray guy.
I'm okay with that one.
I
don't like the Cowboy pick, but I like the Cards.
I would stay away from that one also.
This one I might stay away from. Chargers over the Bucks -3. Now Chargers defense is good,
and he's injured. This guy's got a foot injury.
Herbert. What's the over under on that?
42. Broncos getting 3 at the Chargers with an injured Herbert. I don't like the pick either.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's a bad one.
I don't like it.
That's 2 of the 4 we don't like. Now he's got one last one tonight. I'm not sure I like this one either.
Okay.
So we might go 3 that we don't like the Jersey guy.
If he likes the Rams, I like it.
Yeah, Rams over the Niners.
I like it.
Yeah, Rams.
The Rams are playing better than the Niners right now.
Yeah.
I'll take the 3 points.
I don't think I'd
in
touch
this
that
one.
game.
Huh?
I don't know if I'd touch that game.
If I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna take the Rams plus
Yeah.
3. Yeah, the Niners
the
are
Niners-
they got a bunch of injuries.
So what does it say about the Shanahan tree? Oh, the Shanahan tree. Our guys, we had a horrible injury year last year too.
Right.
I mean, maybe there's something.
And
in
by
the
the way, he hasn't won anything yet.
But maybe there's something.
By the way, he's the offensive coordinator that did not want to run the ball with a 25-point lead on Tom Brady.
Yeah, and that.
And he was the Atlanta coordinator.
Yeah, we knew how that went. We
Okay,
knew how that worked out.
And then he's had a hell of a team in San Francisco, and he hasn't won anything. And now this year, they're so injured that he's not going to be able to overcome all the injuries this year. You know what I'm saying?
This is a throwaway year for the Niners.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So the whole myth of Shanahan, it's more about his dad than anything else. And then the disciples have yet to really win anything yet.
Certainly,
what
our
I'm saying?
disciple hasn't. But anyhow, I got to run. I want to let you know, sports betting is alive and well at
We got it
Hialeah
here?
Park.
We got it here.
We got new
The
promotions.
money table.
Oh man, is that
Win a $500 high hand, and you give $50 to everyone else at the table.
It's a communal win.
I know.
So Sean wins the high hand, and we get paid.
I love it.
I like that.
I love it. The only time I wouldn't want that is in a blackjack table. I know we don't have that here, but the guy at the end or the woman at the end that starts screwing up the hands for everybody else, that person never gets a bonus, no matter what, even if every one of us wins.
Oh yeah. But that,
Don't you hate that?
I hate
I have to walk. The second
a
I
bad
find out I have an idiot at the end of the blackjack table,
it messes up the whole mojo. And
right, you have to get up and leave because it's going to cost you money.
How about the other promo? High low.
I know.
Customers all the time complaining, "Hey, I got all shitty hands. I got all crappy hands." Well, we're going to pay the highest hand, and we're going to pay the lowest hand. There you go. So now, who's going to complain?
This is
now
awesome.
We're going to pay the middle hand. It pays to be bad.
Right.
It pays to get crappy cards. Give me all the 3s and 2s you can.
So if you make the lowest hand, starting with 2s, full to win, $300. Best hand is 2-2-2-3-3.
That has to be better than that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so think about it. So the high hand guy is going to get paid $500, and the low hand's getting paid $300 because we listen to all the players. They're saying, "Hey, I never win the high hand." Okay, I'll try to win the low hand.
Right. Well, so there's two ways to win now. I love it.
Two ways to win. It's definitely more.
You know,
ways
we
to
are
win.
a participation trophy society.
Oh, please don't remind me of that.
So there we go.
Don't
We got a
remind me of that.
participation trophy
Listen,
now.
Now you make me feel. I'll give you a little story. When I was a little coach for my son, he's 10-year-old league, pretty decent little baseball team, right? And we go to the finals, right? And it's 10 or 11-year-old. No, it was 10. And the kid pitching against us was 11. I remember that. It was a little bit of some kind of thing there. I don't know how that happened. The kid was 9 foot tall.
Oh, that's the kid that went on to the World Series.
Yeah. So we lose. We lose. Now, so the kids know it. It was not a bad game. We were in the game until the last 2 innings. Okay, so we lose. So the kids know they lost, right? And so now they give me, it's the end of the season. And the league organizers give me like 15 little participation trophies. And I'm saying, no way. My kids are like, I throw them away. I literally throw the participation trophies away. Oh man, did I get in trouble? I had to go in front of the baseball league, the little league board, and I said, my kids don't want a participation trophy. They know they lost. They're pissed off. They're telling. A couple of kids were saying, "Don't worry, I'm going to beat you next year.
Right.
I'm going to beat you in Pop Warner football,
like the Bad News Bears.
I'm going to beat you in hockey. Right? Don't worry, I'll beat you. Don't worry." And I said, I ain't giving a kid that's got a competitive spirit some kind of participation trophy.
Right.
And so.
You want Tanner.
Yeah, I want some kid.
You want Tanner from Bad News Bears.
Yes,
hey, Yankees.
yes.
You can take your apology and your trophy.
No, I did coach. They let me coach, but I was like on double secret probation or something. But because not many fathers were doing it, But and I had one last thing. I had an assistant coach who had two assistant coaches. I had asked the one assistant coach, "Don't show up anymore." He would come after work drunk to the games.
Oh,
yeah, it was rough. Right? It was rough.
Was it Tony La Russa?
Yeah, it's true, Little League.
Was that Tony La Russa?
No, not
oh,
Tony
okay.
La Russa.
No,
but he had a valve at the end of his name.
Yeah,
Nice guy, but I said, you don't have to coach anymore. But
Oh,
I'm in hot water already.
La Russa falls asleep in the middle of streets and with his car
I threw away
on.
participation trophies last year. Now I got a drunk assistant coach.
You remember that when La Russa fell asleep in his car with a car on in the middle of an intersection?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. He was taking a break. He was resting.
Anyhow, be good, guys. Take care.
All right, baby.
Have
Be
a good one.
The great Steve Calabro, baby.
Take care.
Dishing the money out here at Hialeah Park. And by the way, the $100 no regret first bet still going on. Use that QR code. You make your bet. You get your $100 no regret. And you're in. You're in like Flynn. It's a beautiful thing. True Fin fan, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. What's his record before and after Brady? I think his overall record without Brady is like 80 and 100 and something. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah. Belichick going young on all facets of life. That's right. Boys and girls. Let's see if his girlfriend's in trouble now. Because Belichick's going to be recruiting them right off the campus. Oh, Pat, I'm sorry. Tell Steve SS started getting taxed. Oh, Social Security started getting taxed in 84 under Reagan. There you go. It passed 88 to 9. That kind of makes sense that it would happen on that side. So that would actually make more sense than Clinton. So I would believe that one under Reagan.
So to answer that,
yes.
Belichick's record with Brady as a starting quarterback for the Patriots, 219-64.
And without?
During his time with the Patriots, 6 Super Bowls, 18 winning seasons, 30 playoff victories. Without Brady as a starting quarterback, 83-101. During this time, Belichick's teams only made the playoffs twice, had 3 winning seasons, and were 1-2 in the postseason.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's how it goes. He can thank Chris Greer's dad also for Tom Brady. What else do we have here? I've never been a Shanahan fan. Well, you got some reason to not be. My son got a participation trophy his first season at 6 years old. They gave him a participation trophy when we got home. I threw it in the garbage can. Now he's the only kid on the team that hates losing. Yeah, dude. Participation trophies don't mean shit, dude. They do nothing. It's not something you brag about. Do you see people wearing their Super Bowl runner-up rings and bragging about, hey, yeah, here's my Super Bowl runner-up ring. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I wore this guy's Super Bowl runner-up ring. This is not like a little league game that, little league championship you lost. No, this is the Super Bowl you lost. And you get a ring. You think anybody cares about that ring? Like those athletes that lose it? No, dude. They care about losing that game. They don't give a shit about the second place ring. Okay? Nothing. That means nothing to those people. That's how it's supposed to be. So I completely agree. If I had I know my daughter, when she was competing in karate and she got all the way to brown belt, that girl hated second place. Forget third. She ended up in a tournament and she ended up in second or third. She was furious, dude. She was in a bad mood for days. That's how my daughter was when she was competing. And it's the same thing. She strives for it. She was striving to win Rookie Teacher of the Year here, her first year. And she was all stressed out about, she didn't want to be second. She wanted to win it. And if she lost it, she was going to be pissed. That's how you're supposed to be. Second place, trophy, ribbon, diploma, whatever they want to give you. It's garbage. So yeah, and that's the way it should be treated. That way it gives you some fire and desire. Listen, if we're in the Olympics and you win the silver, the bronze, that's respectable. That's all. That's okay. We're talking about Little League and your two teams and one wins, the other one doesn't. I don't need a participation trophy, bro. You need to get motivated and be a better team next year and try to win it. And that's what you got to do. You don't go showing off second and third place trophies and ribbons. You'll show off a silver medal and a bronze. Okay, that's respectable. It's super respectable. But nobody shows off second and third place. Anything in life. Nothing. Nobody shows it. So, yes, sir.
Bill Belichick's contract is out.
Oh yeah, they're a public university.
Yes, a 5-year deal.
Yes, they have to make it public. Yes,
through December 2029.
Yeah.
1 million base salary plus 9 million supplemental bonuses or supplemental income. Sorry. The first 3 years of base and supplemental income are guaranteed. That's basically
30 million.
30 million for the first. They're not in contracts 4 and 5. He has up to 3.5 million per year in bonuses. If he wins 8 games, he gets an additional 150,000. 9 games, 200,000. 10 games, 250. If he gets up to 12 games, 350,000.
He wins the conference.
If he wins the conference, an appearance is 200,000. A win is 300,000. If he gets in the postseason, non-CFP, but any bowl appearance, he gets 150. The big money comes if he makes it to the CFP.
Playoffs.
Just as a participant, it's 750,000. Quarterfinals, $1 million. And then if he gets in the top 25, it's a 250,000. There's just a whole lot of
other
incremental
incentives.
stuff. But somebody also put out that.
Wow.
Where's that? Bill Belichick's buyout to leave is $10 million until June 1st, 2025, when it drops to $1 million. So it'll be easier for Belichick to go back to the NFL after 1 year if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, that it won't be presenting itself, Bill. Nobody wants your ass anyways. It's time, bro. It's time.
And his deal, he gets the $10 million assistant coach salary pool, $1 million for strength staff, $5.3 million for support staff, including GM, $13 million as revenue sharing, and he gets $100,000 annual expense account.
All right. So that means him and the youngin, his little girlfriend, 100,000. They can go out and have some fun throughout the year. All right, good stuff. I mean, hey man, if you can rip them off, do it. Makes a lot of sense.
I want to go home right now and write a 450-page manifesto so I can help out like FIU or FAU and give it to them and see if it works.
I don't think they have that kind of money, but you got to hit a bigger school.
I'm not Bill Belichick, so I don't need. I'm not getting as much money, but well, you know,
instead of 30 million, 10 million. I got you.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'll go 15. I'm low.
Oh,
10 million.
yeah. Don't want to lowball yourself.
Come on, Pitbull's there. Come on, they got money.
Pitbull, he really made an impact this year. Big O, any chance you hire Sean as a personal bodyguard in addition to his engineering duties to add to his portfolio and keep him on as retainer? Hell yeah. If I get rich, hell yeah. Would love to. I mean, if I'm rich, I have to have protection. So yeah. Sean will be body slamming fools. First day at school, I wanted that blue ribbon. I like Pabst Blue Ribbon personally, but that's just me. I think the only coach to win under the Shanahan tree is Sean McVay. Yeah, so far, yes. Yes. From what I remember, Gary Kubiak was under that coaching tree to Shanahan. He was their QB coach for a long time, Gary Kubiak. Yes, he was. Gary Kubiak was. Did he end up winning anything? Poor guy had so many health issues. He had some stuff with his heart, but Kubiak I know Kubiak was the coordinator for those championship teams with the dad Shanahan, but I don't know if he ever ended up winning a title. Was he the coach when they won it with Peyton Manning? I wonder if maybe he was the coach with the Peyton Manning year. I don't remember now, but I think you might be right, actually. I think he might have been the guy with the Peyton Manning year. Now I'm forgetting who the hell was that coach. It was Kubiak?
He has 4 total Super Bowl rings. He won as Denver's head coach against Carolina.
That's it. That's the one.
Super Bowl 50 and also won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Right. That's the 96
as the
97,
Broncos
90.
offensive coordinator.
Right. Okay, so yeah, he was the guy with he's got what? 3 championships? 4? He must have been an assistant somewhere else when he won that 4th one. So he was the guy with Peyton Manning and that broken down arm. How about that? Gary Kubiak. Poor guy had some serious health issues, man. Yes.
It was the 94 season. He was quarterback's coach with the 49ers.
Okay. Yeah, he was a good QB coach, man. Definitely a good QB coach. Well known for a QB coach. All right, folks, we are out of here. We appreciate the great Steve Calabro, the Brunetti family, as always. John Brunetti Jr., thank you, sir, as always. We appreciate you. We thank all the great people out here making it nice and easy. Beautiful poker room. Got the loose slots downstairs. Got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of machines, places to eat. Great place to come on out here, bring that special someone, enjoy the evening, smoke-free environment. You can smoke outside. They have designated areas for you, but inside the casino, smoke-free. They do have these smoking hot slots outside where they allow you to smoke and play the smoking hot slots because, of course, they're loose slots. So we thank you all. Tomorrow we're going to be at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines live starting off at 10 a.m. On behalf of Sean Stanley, of course, I'm Orlando Alzagari. Thank you all out there. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.